we literally just had to restart this, and poor Teresa's just had to sit here for the past 20 minutes answering questions. Welcome to Nicki's Type 1 Diabetes Survival Guide, the podcast where we swap fear for freedom. I'm your host, Nicki, and this is episode 3. And today for our episode, I'm sitting down with Teresa, my sister-in-law, and we are going to be speaking about a few different topics today in regards to Type 1 diabetes.
Hello, thanks for having me.
She's already done this, poor thing. I wanted to ask, what was your initial reaction compared to before knowing me? What was your thoughts of type 1 diabetes?
I think I didn't really fully grasp what it actually was. I think it was more just like, oh, your body couldn't process like insulin or sugar, depending on which one it is, like another person would. So I think it was just like, okay, it's a condition. You have to take medication or you have to take insulin, but I don't think I ever fully understood like the extent of it. And how much it affects your daily life. I thought it was just, taking medication or doing something and watching what you ate, and that was it. But I think, since knowing you, it's become a lot more clear of how much it affects your day-to-day, not just your diet. So that's pretty much.
That's a big misconception, that people think it's like more so eating healthy and like you'll be right, exercise and stuff like that.
Just don't have sugar.
But it's so different. I mean, I can't speak on type 2 diabetes, but I know type 1 is just literally where the pancreas gives up on itself. And I remember when I was first diagnosed, even like now, there's 7 billion people in the world and only 8 million people are type 1 diabetics. It is considered a rare disease, really. But there's a lot more of us now. Like, I'll literally be walking in like shopping centers and I'll see people with these, and I'm like, my Dexcom and my Omnipod, and I'm like, oh my god, like it's so common now. But you said that your grandma's a type 1 diabetic. Sorry. And so what we were talking about before was that, you don't live day to day with her. You don't see that every day. So you would get the misconception, because even my grandma is a type 2 diabetic, and I had no idea what diabetes was until I got diagnosed,
Yeah, I think it's one of those things you have to either live closely or see someone a lot to understand, or actually go through it, obviously. But she was very closed about it, so I never really understood, or I just thought, that's what she has to do.
And it looks probably a lot easier when people aren't opening up about it, which is why
she's just getting on with it. And it's not, obviously, you get on with it, but it's different when you actually see the roadblocks, I guess, that you face, and it's like, I wouldn't have thought about that, like you were saying before about having breakfast in the morning and not just being able to just go to work.
Yes, and like and I was telling Teresa, I was saying that, like, for example, I'd plan out my work days. If I was going to be sedentary, then I would know that my pump settings would need to be higher or lower, or if I was going to be active. And even just things like if I get the flu or even if I get my period, anything will completely mess me up for. I have to prepare for everything. And also, like I said before, if you want to just grab a muffin and just go straight to work, you can just do that. But I have to dose for my coffee. I have to sometimes I'll look at like the smallest piece of food, like a date, which is like this big, and you wouldn't even think like, it's this big, but it's something I have to dose for. Every little thing counts, which is really they say that type 1 diabetics make up to 180 extra decisions a day just in regards to us dosing for food and eating and whatever.
Movement and all that. Yeah, that's crazy, because, that's certain stuff like that you just wouldn't think of. It's your body needs that extra help. I imagine it would be frustrating.
It is so frustrating sometimes. There's, like, times where I'm just pretend I don't have diabetes and I'll eat whatever I want and stuff like that. Now I've been quite good in the past few weeks, but there is definitely times where I'm like, I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist and I'm going to eat what I want, and but we were talking as well about how it used to be considered like the invisible illness, and how my doctor always used to say, but it's okay, because people, if they look at you, they wouldn't think that there's anything wrong, really. And it's like, I think that probably created a stigma around people thinking it was a lot easier because people wouldn't talk about it. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, if it's not visibly showing, you don't have to talk about it, and people won't suspect anything. And I think that was a big issue, especially for me in high school and primary school, and being a child. You know, it's like try and hide yourself as much as you can
to fit in.
And that was really annoying because I had a lot of lows in high school, like, and when your blood sugar goes low, you can have a seizure, you can die. And so it was really, I would have to be so discreet about everything. Like, oh, you're dying, let me just have this quick juice box and, you know, get on with it.
Yeah.
But, like, and also I was saying that maybe because we see a lot of men posting online about having type 1 diabetes or information about type 1 diabetes, maybe there's more of a stigma as well around women feeling like they should hide it more to, I guess we're more self-conscious in a way. And
I think for women, we're kind of wired to, we deal with it like, obviously if you're without diabetes, there's a lot of things that women go through that men don't have to go through. And we're just kind of wired to just get on with life
and be like picture perfect, basically. Like, we have to always have this, like, there's nothing going on, we are perfect dolls, basically.
Exactly.
And I think I'm seeing a lot on TikTok of women posting videos and things like that, and that's also another reason why I'm glad to be doing this podcast. I think there needs to be more women being more open about anything, not even just type 1 diabetes, but just anything that we go through daily. But yeah,
for sure, because it's a lot of it's hidden, and we just kind of have to, you know, keep going. So it's hard enough as a woman, you know, in general, but to have diabetes on top.
Yes.
Another thing entirely.
Very true. And I'm just literally making sure that I'm still recording after what just happened
That's
before.
okay.
What was the most surprising or confusing thing you saw me do related to type 1 diabetes?
I think it was when you would check your app or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. To
see if you could eat or not eat. And I was like, oh, like, that's... Yeah, because I would only ever see people do the prick of the thing.
Oh, so you're saying you never saw the devices?
No.
Really?
No, never saw the devices, Because my grandmother didn't have it. Like, she didn't
school.
Yeah. She just does the needles. But then also... I knew someone once, it was one of my auntie's cousins, he had diabetes, and I'd only ever seen him prick himself. So I was just, I was like, oh, okay, like, that's, you know, you said you had diabetes. Okay, that's what that's for. And just the whole process of, oh, can I have that now, or I'll have to wait till my sugar drops or increases, sorry. So, I think that was probably the most, like, eye-opening thing. I was like, oh, okay, you know. It's a different way of having to live, but,
I did a podcast with my dad, an episode with my dad, and my grandfather's brother had type 1 diabetes, and he only passed this year. He was quite old. But something that he used to do was he lived in, like, basically the outback with no electricity or water.
Wow.
And he was old school. He didn't have any of the devices. He was just, like...
Just
cruising through life, there was no bother, and I was like, old generation's really like fearless, you know.
They are,
and they don't want to upgrade or anything. They're so set in their ways that this is like, I've done this like 50 years, like it's fine. But and I was like that too. I've had diabetes 16 years, and it was only on the 13th year that I added the Dexcom in the pump.
So was that before that? Were you just doing the
pens, injections?
So just for the difference, does that do the same thing as the Dexcom, or
so when I was doing everything manually, I guess I wouldn't know if I was going low. I'd have to base it off feeling, or if I was going high. If I was thirsty, that's literally how we were taught when I was first diagnosed. If you're feeling thirsty, you might be high, check your blood sugar. If you're feeling shaky, you might be low, check your blood sugar. But now I actually can get a stable graph. So with a pump, it basically mimics a pancreas. So I actually asked ChatGPT the other day, if you guys wanted to know. I asked for someone who's 170 centimeters and 70 kilos, how much would a non-diabetic's pancreas produce? And it said 37.5 approximate units a day. my pump gives me 37.5 units a day.
Wow.
It literally mimics basically what a non-diabetic is, but I also have to manually, I guess, put in the carbs that I'm eating.
Yeah,
but
change.
It's the closest thing to
get.
not having diabetes, because before, when I was on injections, and mind you, if my blood sugar is going low, for example, I can stop my pump right now and it'll completely stop giving me insulin. But back before, when I was on pens, there was this thing called a 24-hour needle, and as soon as you'd inject it, you can't reverse it. So I could go low, and I would go low, especially. And also, this is another thing, I have to actually look for veins. Like, I have to look like an x-ray for veins. Like, what is the people that do the blood test?
Oh, yeah.
Phlebotomists?
I think so. The pathologist?
Pathologist, yeah. They can just tell where a vein is.
Yeah.
I have to know where my veins are, and that's something I've had to study over the years.
Wow.
What parts of my skin can I, like, inject, basically? And back then I didn't know. I was a lot younger, but I would inject, and sometimes it would hit a vein, and the 24 hours would actually hit me in one. And it would be like life or death. So, so glad I'm not on that pen anymore. I'm pretty sure they got recalled as well, which is just another thing in itself.
Yeah.
Is there a memorable moment that you have of, I guess, anything really diabetes related to me, whether it be sad or funny or shocking? But is there ever a moment that you can remember that was, like, very big for you?
I think when you had when you passed out, because I'd never seen that happen to anyone before.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first time, and then having a seizure as well. So I think it was that was very scary, because we thought we'd lost you for a minute. And it was just, like I kind of went into a bit of shock. I tried to call 000, and Morris was, trying to stop you from choking.
Yeah.
But I think I was like, oh wow, this.
You were very fast. I actually remember, the only thing I can actually remember hearing is you going, my sister-in-law has passed out.
Yeah.
But for context, I actually passed out and I had a seizure. It was actually ended up being non-diabetes related, although it could have been because my blood sugar was high and it might have set off my heart. But I ended up having a seizure, and I was at my boyfriend's house, so everyone got to witness that, unfortunately. And I remember actually feeling afterwards that, I don't know how to explain it, I felt like a shift in how I view my relationships with all you guys, because you guys were so fast acting, so well equipped, so caring, that, like, I remember going home, and it stuck with me to this day, that I know that wherever I am with any of you guys, individually or together, that I'm safe.
Yeah.
I know you, like, I remember hearing Mario trying to check my Dexcom and trying to unlock my phone, and you straight away, you had Stella in your hands, like, making sure that she wasn't all over me. Like, Maurice, parents, Martin was asleep, but that was just another issue in itself. But when he woke up and he got there. But, like, let's say, even if, like, this is what I've thought about, even if Martin's not in the house or the room or whatever, and I'm just with you guys, I feel safe knowing that you guys are so on it,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Because, like, it really, I don't know, I feel like, as weird as that sounds, I feel like I got closer to you guys, knowing that, because when I'm growing up and I was going to school and stuff, there was, like, nowhere to go. I'd either call my mum, or that's it. So, as an adult, it feels so different to feel, like, not just my mum and my dad's love, but to feel everyone else's that understands, like, and I think,
looking out for you, because obviously you're in a different position.
I do want to ask you, I want to know what happened that day, because I don't remember it.
Yeah, well, we were all just in the lounge room, and you were there at one point, and then I think you went in the room.
I wanted to get Mario's drone.
Yes, that's right. You wanted the drone. So I think you went into that room that used to be his room.
Yeah.
And we heard a metal, like, clang, which now we know is a KFC bucket.
A KFC bucket, that poor KFC bucket.
Yeah. And we heard this bang, and we thought, and I was like, is it, like, Stella's gotten into something? And then she came out,
Stella's her dog, by the way.
Yes, who's here with us. But our mother-in-law, Samira, she straight away thought it was you. So
Did she think it was me?
Yeah, she's like, oh, Nicole.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, shit. So we ran into the room and we saw you on the floor. And this is why we thought, you passed away because you were just gone.
Really?
Yeah, your eyes were like closed. Morris was trying to wake you up and nothing was happening. And then the seizure started. And yeah, once you'd like fainted or whatever, like once you'd passed out, when we saw you passed out, I rang 000. And during that time, you'd had the seizure. Morris was trying to grab your tongue to stop you from swallowing it. And like I said,
I bit so hard.
Yeah,
like,
so
honestly,
that's scary. Yeah, because you wake up obviously eventually, but
yeah,
if that had happened, it would have been much worse. So
yeah.
I was impressed with him because I didn't know that that's what you were supposed to do. Makes sense now.
I didn't even think of. I don't think of that. I think of just turning someone on their side, I guess. That's all I've been taught.
Yeah, the tongue thing, it's a good, and was not nice that it happened, obviously, but
it's a good thing to know. Yeah, it is good.
It could happen, even, obviously it's not just diabetics, everyone can have,
a seizure, epilepsy, anything really, yeah, it's true.
So, yeah, then you'd kind of, all of a sudden just opened your eyes and you're very confused, I just all tried to be calm because obviously you're going to wake up and you're shocked.
I was like, what did I just wake up to? I literally saw everyone's faces and I was like,
yeah, what happened?
What is going on? What just happened? Everyone's staring at me. I'm like, I'm just on the drone, mate.
Like I just came in here for the drone and I'm on the floor. Then the paramedics came and they checked everything with you and you were
I felt bad for Maurice because he was crying.
Yeah,
and I felt so bad because it's like I think in my head I'm so well equipped on how to deal with myself, or like if I ever saw someone in a situation, I feel confident enough to, but like it would have been so traumatizing for him.
Yeah, Samira as well.
Yes. Oh my God, poor thing. I know she was like having a full blown like panic attack, and I felt so bad.
No, it's not your fault.
I mean, yes, but it's also like it's just it's hard to see everyone reacting to what like it affects. It doesn't affect me. It does affect me, but it affects everyone around me as well. So it's hard to like, I guess, maintain that balance here. What would be the most helpful piece of advice you would give to someone who was asking about type 1 diabetes?
I guess if they know someone that has it, that they're close enough, to feel comfortable to talk to. I think,
let's say your sister is dating a type 1 diabetic. What advice would you give her?
I think be open and ask questions. Try and understand what it's like to be in their shoes, because I think that's the part, the turning point where you think, oh wow, like your life is really different to mine. I think if you can do your own research about it,
Martin actually went, like, speaking of, he last year booked an appointment for a diabetes educator session.
Wow.
And sat through it like it was school.
Wow.
He absorbed everything well.
Yeah. Because sometimes maybe the person doesn't want to sit and explain all the science behind it and everything like that. So I think, I would suggest to her to do her research, be open with the person, kind of understand. So then, like Martin, they can be like an advocate for you for, to understand what would happen, and especially in an emergency or things like that. What to do. Because, you need to be able to do that and help them. I think just try and educate yourself, no matter however that might look like.
That's very good, to be honest. To end things on a lighter note, what is a funny memory you have?
A funny memory.
It can be diabetes or not diabetes related, but just in our relationship. Yes.
Okay. Probably when we went for dinner. And you got drunk after having, I think, 2
It
drinks.
was 2 years.
Yeah, and Martin was like just sitting there like, oh, what am I going to do?
I was fine.
Yeah.
I was fine. And I love it. It was so funny because you were like, I wish I could just do 2 drinks.
Yeah, I wish, because I'm like, oh, Jesus, on cloud 9, and I'm like...
I mean, your engagement was...
Yeah, that was a different
Another thing, which
Yeah.
was so funny.
I
but
drank
yeah.
a lot to get to that point.
Oh my gosh, you were so funny.
Yeah.
I was dying the whole night. But yeah, I did like that dinner because I don't think, no, we haven't done like an in-laws and partner thing.
It's
So
always
we
been with the parents and...
We should do that more often.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of do it every Sunday now.
Yeah, when we come here, but I guess, it's like a family dinner, but every now and again
Yeah.
to do stuff just, the kids is nice.
Yeah, it's going to be, me and Martin are always saying we're so excited because we know you guys are going to be the first up to have kids. And we are so excited.
Yeah, it'll be so nice.
It'll be so fun.
Yeah.
And like, fine, because we fit in quite well, like our dynamic.
Yeah, I think so too, because someone...
But I always wanted a sister-in-law.
Yeah.
I was like waiting for either Murray or Maurice to bring someone because there's too many boys.
Yeah.
But on that note, I want to thank you so much for being on this podcast episode with me. You were very well spoken and I love that. But yeah, make sure you guys hit subscribe, like, and every Friday at 5:30 p.m. will be a new episode. Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.